This demonstration will compare the business intelligence query performance of an IBM Netezza system with that of a competitor's data warehouse system. The test application allows business intelligence queries to be submitted directly to either the IBM Netezza system on the left or to the competitor's system on the right. SQL queries are submitted to the data servers using a JDBC connection, and the time to complete each query is measured and displayed on the screen. The BI test data warehouse is loaded into both data servers. Each server contains the same 9 billion records, or approximately 1 terabyte of data. The queries used in this test represent two general categories of business intelligence reports: intermediate reports, reports 9, 10, and 11, and complex reports, reports 1 and 3. These queries are the actual SQL generated by the Cognos BI application when rendering these reports. The SQL is identical in both test applications. So let's get started. In each of these tests, I will give the competitor a head start. Let's start with intermediate report 11. I clicked Start in the competitor window, and now I will click Start in the Netezza window. You can see the elapsed time progress as the queries run, and when the query completes, an actual time is displayed. Okay, both queries have completed. You can see that Netezza completed report 11 in 8 seconds, and the competitor completed report 11 in 15 seconds. It's the same SQL running against both systems, and therefore the same 200 rows are returned on both systems. The test application only displays the first 10 rows returned in the result set as a sample. Since these queries don't include any ordering of results, each system will display the rows in a slightly different order. So for report 11, Netezza was about 1.8 times faster than the competitor. Let's move on to report 9. Once again, I will start the competitor first. Report 9 is also an intermediate report. The intermediate reports are more selective than the complex reports. For example, for report 9, of the 9 billion records in the data warehouse, only about 10 million of those records meet the criteria in the query's where clause. We can take a look at the query's where clause by scrolling down to the bottom here. You can see the where clause specifies that the retailer site key must be in these 5 values, and the month key must be either the first month of 2004 or the 9th month of 2006. I'll go ahead and start the query in Netezza. The Netezza system is very efficient at accessing only the records required to satisfy the query, which eliminates unnecessary I/O and greatly improves performance. The net result is that Netezza performs queries much faster than this competitor, finishing in 17 seconds while the competitor took 56 seconds. That comes out to approximately 3.3 times faster performance in Netezza. Netezza returns 80 rows, and the competitor also returns the same 80 rows, again in no particular order. Now, some reports are less selective and therefore more data intensive. For example, reports 1 and 3 require that all 9 billion records be accessed and aggregated to produce the final query result. As queries become more complex and more data intensive, the massively parallel processing architecture used by Netezza really shines through. With data-intensive queries like this, the performance advantages of Netezza become quite dramatic. Let's start report 3 on both systems and let them run. Once again, I'll give the competitor a head start. After 3 minutes and 39 seconds, Netezza has completed report 3, accessing and aggregating 9 billion records from the data warehouse, returning 6,300 rows. Again, we're only showing 10 of those rows and in no particular order. The competitor system is still running the query and will be for some time. We're We're coming up on 10 minutes in the competitor query execution for report 3, and the competitor's still running, and we're still waiting. The competitor is now approaching 20 minutes, and report 3 is still running. Okay, at 23 minutes and 51 seconds, the competitor's system has finally completed report 3. Each system returned 6,300 rows. Netezza completed this report 20 minutes ago, about 6.5 times faster than the competitor. Let's move on to report 1. Once again, I'll start the competitor's system first, and then I'll start Netezza. I'll check back with both these systems in a couple minutes. Okay, after 2 minutes and 15 seconds, Netezza has completed report 1. Report 1 accesses and aggregates 9 billion records and returns 5,895 rows. We'll check back with the competitor system in a few more minutes. Okay, at 18 minutes and 19 seconds, the competitor has completed report 1. The same 5,895 rows were returned. Netezza completed the same query against the same data in 2 minutes and 15 seconds, about 8.5 times faster than the competitor. So overall, the IBM Netezza system achieves superior performance than the competitor's system, and the Netezza performance advantage improves as queries become increasingly complex and more data intensive.